Most of the girls.
Oh,
And we're live, guys.
we're
How are
live.
you?
hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
You tried
Welcome
to
to
catch
Sunday
this,
Function
didn't you?
Chat. And Tony trying to surprise everybody by going
Yes.
live without telling them.
Yeah,
I
Good thing
didn't tell nobody.
we were discussing hair.
But
We were.
I think Michelle got frozen.
I think
How about now?
scared her stiff.
Yes.
You're
Well,
stiff in the
I
piano
hear you.
room is where you're at, and we hear you.
Sing me a song, the piano
Oh,
man.
Anyways,
song.
what
Yeah.
we'll hope that Michelle's picture catches up to the rest of the conversation.
Yes.
I will leave and come back. I'll be back.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I want to welcome everybody into Sunday Functioning Chat with Kettle Kitchen, and of course the group, because it's become a group thing now. So
The homies.
as always, let me go ahead and display who is who so everybody knows. We have
I'm Dale. This is Lisa.
we have Dale and Lisa from 9 Acre Family Farm. And we have Ginger from Not For Nothing Homestead, and Michelle from Big Valley Living will be joining us as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Suburban Hillbilly is already answering. This is not. Do you remember the music?
Yes,
Oh,
we're
yes,
not doing
you're
Remember the Music.
No, we're not doing that.
The answer is Billy Joel and Ginger. Oops, wrong day.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys caught it yesterday on Ginger's Pampered Chef party. Suburban Hillbilly won some spices and gifted it to me with a challenge.
Yes.
I have to make
did
a
see that.
recipe with it now. So
And
it'll be
tag me and
interesting.
Michelle in
Yes.
it.
So I want to say hi to everybody that's in chatting with us, and thank you everybody for coming. We appreciate it always. Rhonda Toweries, aka Mimi Dishes, Pike
Yep.
Creek Farm, Renee, Big Valley Living, Blues Self Reliance has joined us this early morning for her. Actually, I think it might still be evening.
Yeah.
We have
Michelle said, knock, 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 let me in.
Oh, there. Sorry. Sorry.
Thanks, Ginger.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Ginger. Because I'm on my phone here, but I'm watching the chat over on my computer. And if I don't look at the computer, I don't see you down below. So I apologize.
No worries.
So Michelle from Big Valley Living is with us. As you can tell, we have
Tony, did you see that Suburban Hillbilly says you have to use the pan too?
Oh.
Use the pan.
Which pan?
What pan?
I don't know. And you have to use the pan too, she says.
Which pan? What pan? Where did who go?
I'll come to that in a second. So we have Tanya's in with the Suburban Hillbilly.
Deb R.
And Deb R.
Hey, Deb.
Yeah, I know. So I'm trying to see what Suburban Hillbilly, you'll have to explain what you mean by the pan, because I don't know what the pan is you're talking about. So
The pan.
the pan.
You know, the pan.
Oh,
Yes.
the pan.
The
Yeah,
pan.
you can't take
There
her off.
is only one, and it's Pampered Chef one.
Yeah, well, I get that, except I don't recall her getting one that she gifted to me. So
Oh, you know, that's true. That's true.
yes.
Hi, Patty.
Oh, everybody's saying hi to you because they can see you in the background. Patty. She didn't realize I was talking to her because I got my headphones on.
Oh.
All right. So today we're back on. We did the DIY mixes, which were like the taco seasonings and things of that like. And then the next week we did the pancakes and brownies and things like that after that. And we skipped last week. So this week we're back on what do we make out of our pantry this week? We're going to talk about rice and pastas. So, basically, oh, she's saying they're saying the brownie pan. I didn't know she got a brownie pan.
She said she
No.
won twice and thought she passed it to you twice.
Oh yeah, there wasn't a pan, but there was a recipe with it. Tony, I might be able to lend you my pan.
Oh,
Aw.
For this, I will lend you my pan.
yeah.
I'll just drive on up there tomorrow and deliver.
Well, okay, thank you. We'll talk about that. All right, we'll figure that out afterwards because I'm a little confused. But yeah, thanks, Dale. Anyway, so what I really want to do, don't let her out. What I really want to do is
What?
basically what I'm looking for is out of what you have in your pantry, again, at least from my perspective, your dry storage pantry, your cupboards, your spice racks, your refrigerator, freezer, dehydrated stuff, freeze dried stuff, whatever that may entail, canned items as well. What can you make, or what kind of dishes can you make that are rice related or pasta related? So that's what I'm. Get down. No. Sorry, guys. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
So, pasta or rice related dishes are what we
Yes.
talking
Where you
about.
can just go grab from your cupboard and you feeling a little starchy that day. So, not potatoey starchy, rice or
Usually,
pasta starchy.
Gnocchi, and gnocchi is a potato.
Ooh,
Just saying.
I love gnocchi.
I've
Oh
only
my
had it
gosh.
once.
What? It's so easy.
That's what I hear.
It's yes, it is so easy and such a good shelf stable thing that you can use. You can put like throw some gnocchi, a can of chicken, some dehydrated spinach, and some chicken broth in, and
Yep.
you got dinner.
Got a meal.
Yeah. So, welcome back, Tony.
Sorry.
It's okay.
There's
We had fun
there's
without you. I'm
I
kidding.
can tell. There's a stray dog in the neighborhood, and my dog thinks it has to go out and play with it. So
Oh, aw.
We had one of those this afternoon too.
Munoz
A
being.
random little dog showed up.
Did you send
Yeah.
it to our house?
no, I think you sent it to my house.
Okay, that would make sense because we had it earlier.
Right.
Oh,
Rhonda is
that's
saying
so
carrot
nice.
French onion soup
Yeah.
with rice is awesome. I think that's Rhonda. I
Yeah,
agree.
that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
it does.
So we're big on in our pantry. We would have a can of sliced mushrooms, also button mushrooms. So we would combine that in with it, and you've got quite a little dish there.
Yeah.
Okay. Joey, that's not how you spell gnocchi, my dear. Come on the other side of the house and look in the cabinet. There's about 3 packs. It's going to throw you off a little, honey, because it starts with a G.
Wait, is he trying to throw me into the Joey in a jar thing because
think
he's got
so.
Tony?
Jar.
He's feeling lonely in the jar. He wants you in there with him.
Okay.
You know what,
He's
Ginger?
hiding from him.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to can some chicken or pork this year and make it Joey in a jar and send it to everybody.
Yeah. Well,
Right there,
there's
right
Joey.
there.
He's right there with us.
That's Joey in a jar.
There you go.
What that night after that happened, I put out a short and it was showing the pork and the chicken I did, and I said, I think I found Joey in the jar, and it's the Vincent Price part talking about in Thriller. It was
Yes.
hilarious. It was funny.
It was.
I found it good.
It was.
Hey, Renee at Pike Creek Farm, you had a stray possum. Can that do and put it in a jar? Then you can have it in the pantry.
Hello, MT Homestead. Thank you for coming in and joining us.
Hi, MT.
Hey, Mike and Terry, I saw them earlier. I was in their live, and then they had somebody
Oh.
on named Mickey, and he was quite funny. And I guess he's from Critter Creek, so I went and connected with him because he was cracking me up.
That's
I
good.
I was lurking in the background while we were doing yard and garden work,
Yep.
He's a lurker.
but I made sure and gave a thumbs up. And that reminds me, everyone, make sure you give Tony a
Yes.
thumbs up.
Yes,
On
Please.
please.
There
Much
you go.
appreciated. Thank you.
It is
Very
much
much appreciated.
appreciated.
So what I'll do is I'll go real quick and I'll go through what I have and then we'll go down to Michelle, so she's next, then we'll go over to Ginger, and then we'll come back up to we'll come back up to Dale and Lisa. So on my list, what I can make out of my pantry, again, like I said, all the areas that are inclusive of that, respectively to your own situation. I can do Swedish meatballs, spaghetti, lasagna, mac salad. And there's nothing wrong with buttered noodles or buttered rice that you just throw butter and garlic on too. That's something to consider. You can always do like a beef stroganoff. And then there's the soup category as well. I can do turkey noodle soup, chicken and noodle soup, vegetable soup, tomato soup, minestrone soup, mushroom soup. So all those things can be done out of the items in my pantry as well. And then sorry.
There's the Papa
Then-
look.
and then the other side of that would be beans and rice, Mexican rice, fried rice, chicken rice. Then I got turkey rice soup, chicken rice soup I can throw in there. I can make enchiladas, tacos, burritos. Homemade burritos are really easy to make, and it's a good staple to put in your freezer for a freezer
I
meal.
only have one thing to present to people. You've got like a list as long as my arm.
You had 2 weeks to write this stuff down, sister. I'm sorry.
I didn't think we were gonna. I thought we were just gonna show what if we were in a pinch. Okay, I misunderstood.
That's okay. I thought we already had this conversation, but it's okay.
did.
We'll move on.
We did. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
sorry.
Then there's sweet and sour pork, rice, or you can do the chicken. We got teriyaki pork or chicken and rice as well. So that's just a basic list. That's just what I ran through. Obviously, you can go through and get all your canned items. There's beans, there's vegetables. I mean, there's a ton of different things. And the whole point of it is really having your pantry stocked for the different things that you can do if you want to. So
Yes.
we'll go ahead and jump down to Michelle now.
Well, I thought we were bringing a dish to the party, so I did make fried rice this afternoon. I can't even see it. And I want to say
There you go.
at Pie Creek Farm for this inspiration at about 1 o'clock my time. Okay, there we go. Bigify it.
Yeah.
The wrong way.
Other way. There
There
you
you
go.
I had leftover, let's see, this is fresh rice and a couple of eggs, leftover tri-tip, and some sliced green onions, and there it is. It's pretty good. But
That's good.
Tony, and Rhonda Towery and everybody, one of my favorite meals a long time ago when if it was a long day and I didn't really want to make a big fat mess, was a can of cream of mushroom soup, condensed cream of mushroom soup, some rice that I always kept in the fridge, and diluted it with milk and threw a can of green beans in it, threw some salt and pepper on top. And I'll tell you what, that was a really tasty and satisfying meal at the end of the day.
Yes.
And cheap back then. Even today it would be cheap, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Dale the other night, we had fish sticks and fish fillets, and my mom's not keen on them. She don't like them. So I did her chicken patty to make like a chicken patty sandwich kind of thing. And I didn't have a side dish for her. And I just ran in, I grabbed rice, grabbed broth, made some chicken flavored rice to go with it. It was great. The point again, as having those items on your pantry, you can do a quick fill in replacement if you have to, whatever it may be. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just cooking your rice in a broth take that to a whole new level. The only thing I have to remind everybody is rinse that rice as well as you can before putting it into a pan. There's a lot of arsenic in there. You don't want it in your body.
Yeah.
Well, and it helps the cooking process as well too. So I mean, for the both reasons, it would be good to do that. So I think Michelle even adds when Michelle says elevates it, it drew me to something else I thought of. Don't just think of just the rice and the broth either, because the seasonings you use can change what the flavor is as well.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have had a chance, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Lonnie at the Tilted Crown Gourmet, he made a sticky mango rice dessert from Thailand. Oh
It
my
looked good.
gosh, I've got to try that. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So Ginger, how about you?
Well, so I can anything, including Joey, in a jar. This week, I actually made a great mayonnaise. I made Toom or Taum. So, and
Or
Blue
Tume.
at Blue Self-Reliance gave me a tip, because when you make Toom, especially when you put it in your refrigerator, it's usually good for about 2 weeks. Kind of like your homemade mayonnaise. And so she said, put it in ice cube trays, freeze it, and then you can, pop them out, put them all in a bag. And then later on, you can just pop one into a dish, a pasta dish or whatever. So I am, that has taken my menus to a whole different level. Although Joey is not a fan of garlic. So when I eat the Toom, I stand way away from him for a while. But this is one of my favorites. Okay, a can of chicken
Not
breast
Joey.
can. Not Joey. Half a bag of diddlini noodles. I love these things.
Here, let me bring you up. Sorry.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Chicken in a jar. Diddlini noodles. If you can, I can't get them. There, the little circular ones. And then like 2 tablespoons of Wheatalian and olive oil. And that's it. And I call that dinner.
And the beauty of that is there's nothing wrong with something that's simple, simplistic, short amount of time to put together. Some of those are the best meals. It's just like what Michelle was saying. You take this and this and this and throw it together, and sometimes that's a better meal than what you could have thought of to make.
Yes. And that's why we have a well-stocked pantry, is that you have these choices depending on your mood and your times.
Right.
Yes.
Rhonda Towery, she said, if you keep good basics in your pantry, you can make lots of different things for dinner. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to get us to. It's not a matter of yes, having a meal plan is important. And I think for some families that works great. It also helps you with your grocery listing. It helps you knowing what you have on hand. But at the same time, you're not stuck to it either. If you want to change it up or do something simpler, having these basics, having these staples, you can do that at any given time, so.
Yeah, because you may come home tomorrow and you're not feeling like, chicken pasta. Maybe you want something different. So switch the days around.
Yeah, Blue says if you take more expensive rices with white rice, you can make them go further and make it taste even yummier. So there's another
that
thing
sounds good too. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And then Suburban Hillbilly said herbs can do a lot for pasta or rice and pasta, which is kind of where we're at in this.
Yes. I like that Lipton onion soup mix idea. It's never dawned on me to put Lipton onion soup mix in my rice. So I'm thinking, what can I do with that to make it a little souped up? It sounds good.
Right. Here's another thing that we do here, and it's from my mom, and my sister made a point there. Mom likes ramen noodles, hamburgers, and veggies, and you cook it all together, and it turns out really good. Suburban Hillbilly, you're fine. Don't worry about it. We get it now. And Jerry or Susan, one of the two, I'm assuming it's Jerry's, got a question about rice and pasta lasting anytime. I don't know if he's asking how long it can last, like a shelf life, or I'm not sure. So, but I know it has a shelf life just like everything else does. I mean, to a point,
And rotating. Keep it rotating.
I think
You
rice,
definitely want to
we
do
get
that.
rice up in like one of those. We buy 25-pound bags of like basmati rice because
Right.
JJ never ate rice until he tried basmati. So whatever rice I can get him to eat. And we just
Right.
get a big 25-pound bag and put it into one of the food safe containers with the lid on it.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I fill up a little Tupperware, those shelf things that hold like a 3 or 4-pound bag.
Right.
And
Yeah.
goes out all the time. And it usually lasts us for about a year and a half or so, but it's the way to buy it because it's way cheaper
Right.
that way.
Yes. It ends up being so much cheaper.
But bagged
Yeah.
pasta anymore doesn't seem to have the shelf life. I don't think it does that it used to. It'll break apart now.
It tends
Yeah.
to break apart. Yeah. I've noticed that.
Kind of a bummer.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead. Jump on in.
I was going to say, for you highlighted that from Jerry and Susan at Butler Family Farm. I know one thing that we've done in the past, if we say we stumble across a large deal on rice, we'll use a vacuum sealer. Suburban Hillbilly actually beat me to the answer, or vacuum seal it into a jar, either way. But we've vacuum sealed it into the bags themselves.
Right.
Mhm.
And then throw them in the chest freezer.
Yeah.
Yep.
For like 2 days, right? For like 2 days, and then you can take them out. So that's pretty much if
then
there's
we can just store
something.
'em, because that'll just kill anything
Yeah.
that's in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But we
I
never
do
really
that.
run into a lot
Yeah,
of
we've
bug
never
problems.
really ran into bug problems with ours.
So
No.
Yeah.
I do that with almost everything except for sugar, just because of the moisture. I don't want getting into the sugar. But
Yeah.
my flour sits in the freezer at minimum of 7 days.
I was-
Always.
I
Comes
was
home and
raised
that's where
that
it
brown
goes.
sugar. That's where you kept it, was in the freezer.
Mhm.
Really? I
That's
never
how
heard
I
of
was
that.
raised.
Yeah.
So
I've always kept my brown sugar in the freezer.
Wow.
Yeah. I
I
haven't
did.
either.
I did see this from MT Homestead, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Go and watch some videos. Go and watch. You would be shocked at how basic some of those recipes are if you just watch how they do it. You see where they introduce the next ingredient or how a ingredient is done. You can pick up a lot of good ideas and a lot of new ideas. So it is definitely something to look at.
Can I say something about that too? Can I
No.
tack on
No.
to the back of that?
No.
No, oh please, I want to talk,
Go
Tony.
ahead.
So if you do, like, a lot of the Asian cuisine will incorporate vegetables that are new to us, that we don't eat very much. So if you watch them and then you go order those seeds, hello, you can grow your own in your garden this year. That is how the tangerine peppers that we did last year, that is how that came to be a part of our garden last year.
Got it.
And those
Makes
things
sense.
were beautiful, delicious, and they made the best addition on a kebab. Whoo!
So
Wow.
Blue says Asian vegetables are really easy to grow. So that's a good thing to know. Anybody curious
there you
about
go.
doing it, I'm going to go with you probably should be able to grow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are.
Depending
I
on
mean, if you
because we
Right.
have a hard time in the summertime because it'll bolt.
right.
But like right now, if I went and threw some bok choy or some pak choy out there, I think you know what, I'm going to do that after this. I'll let you know how it goes in about 6 weeks.
All right.
So I'm going to be the odd one out of this bunch, and Nana can attest to this. I'm not a big fan of rice. I didn't grow up eating rice. I'm not a big fan of rice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you don't have to be. That's okay.
yeah. But at the same time, we still keep it in the house because if
It's something quick you can
something
make.
happens, it's
Mhm.
something quick to make. Other
Right.
people I know appreciated it within the family. It's just not my, favorite
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So since we're on that, why don't you guys go ahead and jump into what you guys have to offer so we can hit that as well.
So we're big on dried pastas in our pantry.
We do.
A lot of elbow macaronis and things along that line. and
egg noodles.
So we keep a lot of that either in can jars or dry containers. We'll take that, combine it with any kind of meat that we can find, whether that's a ground pork or even a sausage. If you want to flavor something up, like to add pork sausage to it, or you could take one chicken breast from our home raised chicken, and slice it thinly, add it in with any of those noodles, make you either a cheese sauce to go along with that, or
we always have cream of mushroom soup,
cream of
chicken soup.
We also stock a lot in our pantry, canned pasta sauce, or now we're starting to can our own tomato pasta sauce. Add it in there, and then you've got a quick meal that pretty much everybody will enjoy. Now, with that being said, about the rice deal, I'm trying to make myself eat more rice. So I was telling Tony just this last week, I decided that I took one of the boxes of that butter herb rice and 1 pound of ground pork, combined that, and I had 3 days worth of lunches for work.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. One little meal, which I know you eat the same thing for 3 days straight, but at the same time, let's talk about that. That whole meal cost me,
maybe $5.
If $5 at the most, we're talking bought and butter to add to it, the box, and then even figuring up anything for our own home raised pork that's in there, because of course I had processing on that.
Right.
$5 for 3 days worth of lunches, where if you're a working person and you're buying lunches out, nowadays you can't get anything and not spend $10.
Yeah.
Right.
Fast food restaurant you go to and try to go to the value menu. It's not value anymore.
I'm looking for a comment that was made back here.
Nice.
I'm trying to show that for Jerry at Butler Farm. Seeds of change. Bok choy. There you go.
Bok
I
choy
have
is
all my
so
seeds
good.
all over here. Huh?
Good.
Bok choy is so good. All you need to do is just saute it, slice it up, and saute it with butter and garlic. Oh my God, that is a meal in itself. It's so good.
And it does very well in containers. Sorry, Tony. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Hold on.
This is
There
what
you
we
go.
received in the mail this week.
Oh, wow.
It's nice.
And
Yeah.
I could spend a lot of money there.
That
Is
is
there
a
bok is there bok choy inside of that? Just
That's
out of
where I'm headed.
curiosity?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
They have several varieties there.
Yes.
Good.
Mine is. Oh, mine just says bok choy. It doesn't have a variety to it.
So Dale, I have a question for you, just a curiosity question. Do you like butter sauteed onions and cabbage? Do you like that?
Love it. That's like my favorite.
Okay. Now look at what Renee put down there. Pork sausage is a good addition to rice. I agree with her. And if you're trying to convert into trying more rice, try a little bit of rice with your cabbage, your onions, and your pork sausage. See if you like that, because that's actually a mellow rice, and you're going to pick up more of the flavor of the sausage and the onions and the cabbage.
Yeah, one of our favorite meals here is take a cabbage, slice it with sausage or even bacon. We'll fry up some bacon. Use that bacon grease. Cook that down. Oh, that's an amazing meal.
Yeah, that's one of our favorites.
Yes, it is. It's delicious. Yeah.
So here's something I know we do quite often, in addition to...
I was just reading that.
Yeah, in addition to all of the pasta that we have on hand, Patty loves the no yolk egg noodles, and we keep those on hand because for stroganoff or something like that, she loves those. And it's not, I'm more of the actual egg noodle type of person, but for her, they're too thick. She can't eat them. They're just, they get too gummy and blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
for her, we keep them, but it's always a good throw in, a quick at the end kind of thing. If you're trying to make something expand amount wise, like, you have 4 people that just show up and you have whatever. Usually
Yes.
you can throw rice or you can throw pasta out to make it stretch. That's my point I'm trying to get to.
Hmm.
We had a friend who used to take those diddolinis, and
Mm.
she made a this sounds weird, but tuna pasta salad. So it was just mayonnaise and drained tuna, and I think maybe she put green onions. It has been a hot minute. I mean, it was like 35 years ago, but
Yeah.
oh, I never forgot it. It's such a neat salad, and it's sort of like
Right.
having a deconstructed sandwich sitting in the fridge for you, and not worrying
Mhm.
about your bread getting all weak.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
it obviously made a huge impression because you're remembering it 35 years later. So you
Right.
really liked it.
It was
So
so good. Yeah.
so we've done for the what is the Crotronzas, that's what we make, and usually it has a cabbage, hamburger, onion filling in it. I did not realize until Renee just reminded me because she said it. It's called haluski, and if everybody remembers from Last Chance Cook-Off, that's what Devil Dog made was haluski.
Yes.
So
Yep. I remember
you know,
that.
I never
yeah,
knew that it had a word. To
I
me,
didn't
growing
either
up,
until then. That was the first time I ever knew it had a term attached to it.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it is really good. Yes. And
so
Cooking Secrets for Men, Charlie makes Cole Cannon,
yes, Cole Cannon
which
is a
is
good one too.
just fried cabbage in butter. And then you add in some mashed potatoes,
Hmm.
and that is like super filling. Oh my
Yes,
gosh,
yes,
it is so stinking good. And of course, you got to add in a little bit of garlic if you like garlic. And then
yep,
I threw some sausage, made some sausage, threw that on top. So I just made like a big mound. And the cabbage cooked in the mashed potatoes. I know it sounds kind of weird. After they're cooked, you add the mashed potatoes into the
right,
cabbage, but it's actually delicious because all those mashed potatoes take on that cabbage flavor and they are delicious. And that is
right.
called Colcannon.
Yes, and she has a video on that.
Yeah.
I do.
And it looks good.
I
So
copycatted Charlie.
Charlie, yeah, over at Cooking Secrets for Men. Just throwing
Yes.
that out there. I see
Yes.
Nana 9 Acres has joined us in the chat, so welcome.
Aw, thanks for stopping by, Nana. No, I'm kidding.
I did see that Tom Garvey has showed up. Dark Lord Minute came in a little while ago. Jaden.
Tom.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. I never remember the number. I just remember the name Jaden. 0428, if I'm correct.
I wanna take a stab at Jaden's birthday.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with you on that. I did also see that Carlene Vesseur has made it in, so thank you for coming in, everybody. Lori Hyman, thank you for coming in. Okay, so
yes, cabbage can be used for so many things. That's a good one. Cabbage, sausage, beans over rice or potatoes.
yes,
Wow, that
yes.
sounds good too.
Yeah.
Yep.
and there you can utilize those canned beans that are in your pantry very
Yep.
well.
That's
Yeah.
used for your chili because that's how we make chili.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
So there are other things as well too, and I do want to throw this out. I'm not so, maybe you guys can help, but because I'm not so sure about the pasta, but I know with rice you can make a rice pudding. You can make there are some older 70s style salads made with rice in it, and tapiocas you can use as well for that. There's also rice and milk. That's another thing that can be had for a
Yeah,
variation.
cinnamon on top. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes really. That's actually a pretty good breakfast if you want to
What'd you
have
say?
rice.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that is delicious.
yeah, so
And
so
we
a
don't-
variation or even like a bread pudding style
Mhm.
custard. Instead
Yes.
of putting your bread in there, put some cooked rice in there. That would
Mhm.
theoretically do the same thing. So
Yeah.
Blue's calling it frog spawn pudding.
Frog spawn pudding. Ew. Yuck.
Didn't they used to call it like frog eyes or something like that
Frog
here in
eye
the
pudding.
U.S.?
I've
Frog
seen
eye
that.
pudding. Yeah. So
I don't know
anyways,
if I can eat it after you call it that. I don't know. That's ew.
oh, and then Blue
Oh,
put this
Blue.
out on Colcannon is Irish. It's mostly potatoes with a little bit of cabbage traditionally and served as a side dish. But
Yes.
I watched Ginger eat it, and that was not a side dish. That was
No,
a dish.
that was that bowl is like this big,
Yeah.
and that much of it was piled high. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And Tom is actually Irish, which is funny because he does a lot of the Italian cooking.
Right.
And then Charlie is actually Italian, and he's the one that put out the Colcannon, which is an
Mhm.
Irish dish. So
Right.
the Irishman is cooking Italian, and the Italian man is
Yep.
cooking Irish.
So I do
So
want to throw this out just so I'm not trying to hurt feelers or feelings. So Tom Garvey, please back off before I know it's coming, before I
Oh,
even
Lord.
say it. Mike and Terry over at MT Homesteads, they like rice cauliflower since they shouldn't eat potatoes. Now, as a substitute for those
You
that
didn't
can't
call
have
it
rice or
rice.
certain, hold on a second.
Okay.
Those that can't or don't want to or don't like the flavor of it, that is a viable option for people to consider. Those
Mhm.
that can be thrown in there in place of it. Yes, Dale.
I actually like the rice cauliflower more than I like rice.
Oh,
Okay.
well, there
And
you
there's
go.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But
You don't like vegetables, Dale.
And I'm not a vegetable guy.
Not a
I'm really
vegetable
not.
guy.
Well, that's
There
like
you
a lot
go.
right there.
which
So-
I'm gonna call bluff on that because I've seen that guy use onion. I've seen that guy use peppers. I've seen that guy use
But those are
cabbage
like,
now,
yes, yes. I don't think Tom is going to come for you because you said riced cauliflower.
Exactly.
If
point.
you say
Good point.
cauliflower rice,
Rice.
then
There
he's
you
going to
go.
come for you, and he's going to say, "There's no such thing."
I got it.
But yeah,
He knew what
got
I
it in my
meant
head.
though, and we're good.
Yes.
We're good, I
Yes.
think. So Blue does bring up a good point. There is quinoa and other seeds that are
it.
good options too. Don't think you're stuck to just rice and pasta. There are other options out there. It's just we opted with rice and pasta as a basic staple, so
Mhm.
that's why we're having the conversation about that. But
Yes.
Blue is correct. Yes.
And just like the
Yeah.
rice, rinse that quinoa or it will taste and smell like dirty socks.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know.
Who wants to eat a dirty
Yummy.
sock?
I mean, I use those for a coffee filter, so I kind of like that taste too.
Weird. God.
Thanks, Dale.
Wow, that
Appreciate
was
that
up in
one.
the morning
Coffee
awake.
real face.
Remind me never to drink coffee at your house, my
Yeah,
friend.
for real.
Why do you think I
Dale,
don't
here,
drink
Ginger,
coffee?
you want a cup of coffee?
Yes.
No, thank
Yes.
you. No. I'll take a hard pass on the coffee from Dale.
So here's another one too that I didn't hear. I heard a little bubble about it, but not a strong conversation.
Yes.
Rice is good in stuffed peppers, and it makes the filling stretch. If you don't use it typically, consider using it because it will stretch it. So,
Mhm.
is there anything else you guys can think of that we're not hitting on that probably should be brought up, or you think would be good to bring up?
Michelle and I had mentioned gnocchi while you were off doing your daddy thing.
No,
So,
because remember
gnocchi-
Joey said knee.
Yes. But no. I mean,
E.
yes. Yeah, but that's all we talked about was the spelling. Gnocchi is very, very, very versatile. You can use it in anything. everything.
Yep.
It's delicious.
And the other thing that goes with it is that you can use variation of sauces with
I'm
all
sorry,
these things we've talked about. You
Yes.
can take you can not so much rice necessarily, but rice can be substituted in different places. But with your pastas, your gnocchis, things like that, you can change out red sauce with Alfredo sauce. You can do a butter
Mhm.
sauce, butter garlic sauce, a honey butter garlic sauce. You can change it up. It doesn't have to be used the way, say, we may talk about it, but it
Yeah.
does. It gives you an idea. That's what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say. Rhonda
Yeah.
Towery brings up a good idea, and I never thought about it. Porcupine balls. A lot of people. I'm not even going down that road, but it is a dish that's used. I mean, but
It's like hamburger and pork with rice in it, right? They're
that's
meatballs.
basically what it is. Yeah, it's a meatball. It's a meatball with rice in it. Yes.
Yum,
Mm.
yum, yum.
Yum yum.
Do what?
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Dark
Yeah,
Lord
that's
Bennett,
what
the
we were
sun
talking
was
about. Yeah.
killing it. I moved it. I moved it. And I didn't
Here,
drop my phone when I
Blue
moved it to keep the glare.
Blue says burnt butter with sage is simple to toss in with pasta and it's lush. That
Mm.
actually
Oh,
sounds good, you know.
it does.
Again, changing it up with your different seasonings and things like that. So don't limit yourself. That's what I'm trying to get to. Your
Mhm.
pantry is an extensive area for you to go and try to make up different dishes or filler dishes that you may not make on a regular basis, but there are things to try. Don't look at it as all I have is rice and potatoes and tomato sauce and a can of chicken. What am I going to make for dinner?
Mhm.
Because there's nothing wrong with that being dinner. There is
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because in the end of it, if we're at that point, it's about getting our stomachs filled up so we feel content, getting nutritional value, and sustaining us till the next time we're able to eat. That's the
Mhm.
point behind it. So,
And using a lot of spices just seems to make every meal a little more satisfying.
right.
Like some fresh ginger. Sorry, ginger. Some
No,
fresh
that's okay.
ginger.
I mean, if I
Or-
put Joey in a jar, you can grate some ginger, I guess. Right?
There's my next short I'm doing. Joey in a jar and grating ginger.
There you go.
Just don't grate her last nerve, Tony.
Yes.
Yes. Don't do that.
Hey, you guys, if you're going to grate any ginger, freeze it. Freeze it.
Yes.
because when you
Freezing
bring
it is a good idea.
get all hairy.
Yep.
That's your
I
tip
think
for
I
the day.
killed my ginger. I know that's terrible. I should be able to know how to grow ginger, but I think I killed it this year. And I don't mean like I killed it. I don't mean it like that. I mean I killed it. That
Do you
way.
grow it outside where you are, or do you grow it indoors?
No, outside.
Okay.
I love how we're actually having a moment with Ginger on the differentiation of murdering something.
Yes.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Listen, there is one little video of my garden last year that I did that everybody just makes a comment on because I'm like, okay, we're gonna go down and see the dill. I kill the dill every time. I can't grow dill. I lift up the cold frame. Yep, it's dead. I'm like, rip to the dill. But I'll keep trying. I'll keep planting
Rip
more, and I
to the
guess I'll keep
dill.
killing them. I cannot get dill down pat. I cannot keep a dill plant alive, and it is
I'm telling
frustrating thing.
everybody that's in chat right now and everybody that's on panel, if something happens to Joey, we're all accessories now. Just let you
Yes,
know
we
that.
are.
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that's not Joey in the chat because Joey's in a jar. She's just covering.
She's got somebody covering for him. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I
like
do.
Blue said, almost every country uses rice, and it's just changing up spices, the differentiations, or we're so wide, expansive on the things we're able to get. Maybe once a month, look at getting a different spice you haven't had before, or something you typically won't find, just to start changing up. The more we do it, the more we become ready and able to use it because we know what the tastes are. I'm doing that with turmeric right now. I'm
My
trying
big
to
thing,
learn it.
to go
Oh,
along
ahead.
with that, and I know we're not talking about somehow we ventured into gardening, but you bring up the spice and trying the different spices. To
Mhm.
me, don't waste your time and space in your garden planting some spice or herb until you know if you like it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Go buy a bundle at the store.
Amen
Yeah.
to that. Amen
Yeah.
to that. Yes, Suburban Hillbilly. I do have a P.O. box. It's on my About page. Are you going to mail me some bubble wrap for my phone?
We are here to tell you wholeheartedly she needs it.
She does.
No, I have lots of bubble wrap. I do.
Then you should start utilizing it, is all I got to say.
I know. But I'll have you guys know that I have had this phone for, now watch, I'm probably going to kill it in the next day.
You're gonna jinx
But
it.
I've had this phone for 8 months, and I've dropped it a million times, but it's still
We're here
ticking.
to vouch for
I
that.
just knocked on wood for you.
3 times in one 30-minute conversation with her the
Yes.
other day.
Yep. This is
I
a
am-
common vision most of us have with Ginger. Whoop, whoop.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
All right. No, you're
Everybody
fine.
gets a
So,
laugh out of it, though. Every day
hey,
you
we
get a
do.
laugh.
We do.
Okay,
We do.
there goes your phone, and now I'm seasick. Thanks, Ginger.
So I want to throw this up because Blue does make a point. You can still use it if it's gone to seed dark, and they're talking about dill, I believe, still. They'll
dill
put the
I
full
killed.
seed heads inside pickle jars with their veggies, so that's an option as well. So
When we
sometimes
pickle,
just
when we
Go ahead.
pickle items in our house for our can for the pantry, we use dill seed for our pickling also.
right.
So
We did pickles last year, and we did 2 rounds of pickles. We did, and both were in a crock. The only difference between the early batch was fresh dill, and the second batch was the flat packs of dill with dill seed.
Right.
And I did like the fresh dill, like those big heads that they have. That
Mhm.
really gave it a different flavor altogether. I'll eat any dill pickle. Okay, don't get me wrong. But with a full dill head, it was so much better.
Got it. Got
Y'all are just turning that knife of dill that's in my back.
You know,
I'm telling you, I cannot
either.
grow. I don't know why I keep killing it.
I have to go to the farm, to the place that we go out and do bulk picking to get it. And I can only get it in like May, because May, like June 1st is a magical day here and it all dies.
Yeah.
So
You're
Joey's not getting you a phone anymore. He's gonna buy you a drone. Just want to throw that out there.
I'll probably crash the heck out of that. I mean, come on. You guys know me, right?
Hello,
that thing's
Janet
going
Holmes.
down in a flame.
Janet Holmes said where you are. Thank you for coming in. So here's what I want to hit. And so next week will be a little different. We're going to hit proteins next week. And I don't care what the basis is, whether it's a meat protein, a veggie protein, or something else. A protein's a protein. That's what we're talking about. I do want you to submit to me a recipe prior, if you could, so I can put it in the description box. And let's talk about 2 proteins from our pantry. 2.
Ooh, okay.
Okay?
down, Ginger. Get your notebook.
Huh?
Write it
Write
down.
it down so you don't forget.
Oh, yes.
And
Okay.
I'm on recording as saying that is your homework for next
Okay.
week.
All right. Got it, boss. Teacher.
And you want a
Is there-
recipe for it, you said?
I would like at least one of them to have a recipe so we can put it in there. I'm not flipping you off, Blue.
Well, let's hope not.
Yes. If one of the recipe, or if one of the proteins you discuss can have a recipe to go with it, that would be great. And then I can put it in the description box ahead of time. That's what I'm asking for. So
Yeah. Okay.
if you guys have more than that, that's fine, but limit it to no more than 4. So if you can have at least 2, one has a recipe, discuss no more than 4, that'll give us our hour and we should be fine with that. Is there anything else you guys want to add to the rice and pasta conversation before we move on past that?
I want to say that I know that they're not pastas and not everybody likes it, but I really like using zucchini noodles or zoodles in place of noodles to lighten everything up, keep the carb count down, and get more vitamins. Because there's just not, you know, I mean, yes, we always have pasta on the shelf. Do not get me wrong. But I like to lighten it up once in a while and just get some zoodles going. Or potatoes actually make an interesting one, but they're real starchy too. But there is a great option, and I highly encourage you to try it. Ooh, or sweet potato noodles. Those are good too. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I agree with the zucchini noodles or zoodles, but only in certain. So I know our pasta people are like, it's not pasta.
Yeah.
Certain dishes, though, I think it really adds something to it.
You know what? Do you like shrimp scampi?
I like anything with shrimp.
Okay. Then
Anything
you
that
need to do
swims.
that over zoodles because that's a game changer. I think I would never eat it again if I mean I would never need it with noodles again. I really like it with zucchini noodles.
Well, there's another thing Blue said, and she said you can do that with carrots or any other root vegetable as well. So keep that in mind. I mean, there's another option if you're not a rice or pasta liker and you still want that feel and texture theoretically to it. That's an option for you. So I think that's great to know.
Spaghetti squash. I mean, that's already done for you. All you got to do is cook it up and shred it. Tom and Ginger both have done videos on that.
Yeah.
A little chicken breast and some zoodles is amazing.
It took me this whole time to try to figure out what Blue was talking about. So instead of what I did before, 2 items, guys. Now I get what she's saying. That you may not, but I do. I get what she's saying. You'll have to go watch one of her videos. Barley is a great idea too.
Barley, yes.
I love barley.
I love barley.
Hello, Skip. Thank you for coming in. And that's one thing we didn't talk about because I remember in the conversation at the Pampered Chef party yesterday, you had talked about lentils, and that's a valid point what you said yesterday. It's a good source of protein. You got it's filler food you can use. For me, I don't like the taste, but I can offset that taste with seasonings and other things I can add into it. So
don't be afraid to add steamrolled oats to your pantry. Oats are a great filler, especially when you're making meatloaf. You can take just a little bit of a meat, add oats to that, an egg, and you stretch that out a long ways. Blue was talking about that the other night with haggis and stuff like that.
Haggis, that's right. I couldn't remember what we were talking about, but you're right.
But adding that oat to that, and I promise when you cook it, you're not going to know the difference.
That is all I put in my meatloaf. Well, I actually don't even put the egg. I put the one that I like. I put hamburger meat, old-fashioned oats, and tomato sauce, and then salt, pepper, onion, and roll it up. And not roll it up, make it into the shape of a loaf, and then put it in the oven. And that is delicious. And when you bite into it, you do not taste the oat. All you taste is the meatloaf. You've got that flavor, and you're getting your oats.
And you're using that instead of bread, right? Or breadcrumbs. You're using it instead of breadcrumbs. And it is better for your cholesterol, I guess. I also, to go super keto on it, I actually like to use the crushed chicharrones or the
pork rinds.
You guys, that makes it really good too. I was surprised at how versatile those are. But
sorry, if you're not keto worried, the other option you can do too, which we do, is we'll take shredded potato and throw it into the meatloaf as well.
Mm.
That works. If you're keto, worried, then obviously you don't want to do that. But I'm just trying to throw different options out there for different ways for people to do it, and that's the great thing. One other thing I want to throw out there too is don't forget, you don't have to have regular potatoes for French fries. You can do sweet potatoes as well. Those work. Yams, those work,
Yeah.
So
And
anyways,
if you have an air fryer, we were taking taking a mandolin, and you can slice zucchini like super, super thin, throw it in there with just the tiniest bit of like fresh Parmesan cheese on top.
Right.
God, it is way better than a potato chip.
And I'm glad you brought that up, actually, Michelle. Parmesan cheese is a really good added flavor to a lot of these foods we talked about. So don't forget those kind of things as well.
And a small block of it, if you buy a block and shred it yourself, it'll last forever. And then when you're done, take the end of it, throw it into the freezer, and then bring it out and throw it into a super stew. And it makes a huge difference in the flavor of your food.
Right. Blue says beetroot, parsnips, carrots, celery, sweet potatoes all make amazing chips and fries as well. So keep that in mind too.
You know what else makes a really good chip?
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Obviously potatoes. You know when you're cutting, like when you cook your Brussels sprouts and you cut them in half and the little outer leaves fall off and you get those nice and crunchy. Oh my gosh, those are the ones I dig for. I'm like, where are those little pieces? They're so good. They're so good.
Baked shredded cheese makes awesome chips.
That's what I was just gonna say. You could take shredded cheese and make chips in the pan for a keto friendly version. So
I make taco shells out of them and then line it with my lettuce leaf to keep all of it. Dude, I'm telling you right now, go watch my video. It's so good though. It really is, So
all right, guys. Well, we've been at this for 57 minutes. It is our Sunday chat, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Everybody has their homework for next week.
What was it?
You're going to be doing proteins, whatever those are. 2 of them. 1 of them has to have a recipe, no more than 4. Any questions?
I'm trying parsnips this year. So if you have any parsnips recipes, that's for Renee at Pike Creek Farm. She said, I love parsnips. I am trying parsnips this year. So I'm trying to expand. I do one experimental veggie every year, and that's it for this year. So let me know what you do with them.
Will do. All right. So thank you to everybody in chat. As I say all the time, we couldn't do it without them. Thank you to you guys for being up on panel. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you to anybody that modded. I appreciate it. You guys are always welcome back to Kettle Kitchen. You know that. Give us a thumbs up on your way out, and we'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.